Mark Zuckerberg will be back on Capitol Hill for a second day of testimony. On Tuesday, he faced long questioning from a Senate committee and confirmed that his company is cooperating with the special counsel's investigation. But some lawmakers failed to hit Zuckerberg with hard questions on user data privacy or regulation. Tom Warren is the senior editor of The Verge. He joins me now live from London. Tom, welcome back to the program. Good to see you. First, got to ask you about the tech savvy of Congress, because a lot of people are wondering about it right now. Do U.S. lawmakers understand the technical aspects of Facebook and how it should be potentially regulated or managed responsibly?
Yeah, I think from yesterday's hearing, it was pretty clear that a lot of them didn't really understand the fundamentals of exactly how Facebook works. There were a few questions in there that just kind of, personally, I think they probably wasted a lot of the time. So the fundamental way that Facebook works is they don't sell your data to advertisers or anything like that. They kind of like rent it out to advertisers. So it allows these advertisers to target Facebook users in unique ways that you don't really see elsewhere. So say I wanted to show someone an advert on I don't know, like chocolate or something like that, but I wanted to target them only in London. I could do that on Facebook really easily, and there's not many other digital media platforms that you can actually do that with. And I think the senators yesterday kind of struggled with the fact that Facebook is an ad-supported service and the way that it actually does that. So I'm hoping, like today's hearing, we're going to hear some better questions that aren't like necessarily around exactly how Facebook works.
Yeah, so give us an example of that. What is an example of that better question that needs to be asked on day two?
Yeah, so I think more of the better questions that we should be getting is how does this sort of rental of data to these ad agencies and stuff, how does that exactly work? And in terms of the Cambridge Analytica scandal, all that sort of stuff, and where this data has been and how they've obtained it, we need to get a little bit more transparency around that. And we need to know why it's taken 3 years for Facebook to inform users. What's that gap? Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Is Cambridge Analytica just the first of hundreds, or is this just a one-off? We've seen a lot over the years. Facebook has been embroiled in privacy scandals, and there's been a lot of apologies, but I don't think there's been enough sort of taking control of the platform. Zuckerberg obviously created this platform when he was 19 years old. He's now 33, and it's changed a lot. He's changed a lot, and I think he needs to take control of the platform now. It's kind of got out of control in terms of the privacy stuff. Instead of apologise, I think we need some more transparency, really.
Yeah, more transparency is needed. As you said, he needs to take control of this platform that he built when he was just a teenager. But can he even do that? I mean, this is the existential question. Is Facebook even fixable? You know, given its business model, it's all about extracting our data and exploiting our data. Yeah. Can Facebook even be fixed?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big question. And I think that's what we're struggling with a lot is, should it be regulated? Should it be self-regulated? Like, what should really happen here? And I think that there's no real easy answer to that. We're looking at a company that's quite unique, and you could argue they've basically created social media. They don't really have any competition. You could argue they're a monopoly. Zuckerberg said that they weren't yesterday, but they don't really, like, he struggled to name a competitor. And I think it's that, like, that newfound social media stuff that we're struggling to define and struggling to regulate, and who should be involved in that. Zuckerberg obviously welcomed regulation as long as obviously Facebook would be happy with those sort of controls. But I think that's where we need to get to the crux, like, what do we want out of social media? What do we want to give to these companies and get in return? Like, is the trade-off worth it? Because I think, like, there was an episode last week with the Facebook stuff. They've been collecting, in certain instances, in an opt-in instance, Android phone records, just to basically match your friends that are high priority to your contact list on the Android phone. And I don't think that sort of data is something that Facebook really needs. So we should be really asking, how much data does Facebook need, and why do they need to collect so much?
Yeah, and as you point out, a question that we, as internet users and consumers of social media, should be asking ourselves: should we even be using platforms like this? Tom, we're going to have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us and for that discussion. Really appreciate it. Tom Warren of The Verge there. Thank you.